What's up, guys, and welcome back to another Headspace podcast, episode 164. I am your host, Chris Chrome, and today I am going to be reviewing Tory Lanez's new project, the New Toronto 3. Exactly. For the Google robots, this is Headspace, episode 164. I am your host, Chris Chrome, and we are reviewing Tory Lanez's new project, the New Toronto 3. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hope everybody's doing okay with the quarantine and being self-isolated and all this shit. I am considered to be essential, so I still need to go into work. I'm traveling, making sure I'm taking all the precautions and being safe. Hopefully you guys are doing too, and, just let me know. Is everybody okay? Has everybody gone crazy or what's ever happening? I've been hearing a lot of stories, seeing a lot of posts on Facebook, Twitter, all these other things, and people been losing their minds, man. Honestly, people just been going absolutely insane. I don't know if it's for attention or if it's just for just because they're bored, but I don't know. I think some of the videos I'm seeing or some of the shit is just because people are trying to play off on this whole quarantine thing and trying to play off on this whole virus thing, which I think is absolutely stupid. And I think that they're also just trying to get, views, likes, clicks, whatever the fuck it is. And they're just trying to use this to their advantage. So, whatever. I don't really have much to say on that. I just wanted to address it and make sure everybody's cool. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are okay, being safe, have, taking the right precautions, and just what you're doing with your time. Are you learning a new skill? Are you trying to learn something? Are you trying to start creating, inventing? I don't know. Whatever it is, just let me know below. And cool. That's really much I wanted to do with that. You're not here to talk about the virus, though. You're here to talk about Tory Lanez's new project. Starting with that, I do kind of want to start off a little bit on a context of what I'm going to be doing here for the Headspace podcast. What I do is I'm going to break down the album track by track. There's 16 tracks here. I'm going to give you my thoughts, opinions, and feelings of what I think every track is about, how I feel about the album. I'm also going to give you a little bit of context on where I know Tory Lanez from. Also, he is Canadian, so I'm Canadian, so woot woot, right? It's pretty cool. Just going to give him that Canadian love and review his project and see where he's at. That's part of why I did Tory Lanez. The other part is because I didn't really see much that was going on, really coming out, or a lot of artists that I didn't really, I wasn't really too keen on wanting to go to that, and it just gave me an easier reason. He's a Canadian artist, I'm Canadian, might as well give him, why not support my country and, help Tory get more views, clicks, or whatever it is. As you can see, I am not that enthusiastic about this project, but I'll explain why and go into detail in a minute. But yeah, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and thank you so much for being here with me today. I am going to do the best I can to not butcher the crap out of this album and try not to insult or anybody who is really looking up to Tory Lanez. Reason why I say that is because a lot of you people clicking on this video are most probably have been following Tory Lanez since the beginning, probably know every track, know every song by heart. A lot of you are probably hardcore fans, and honestly, I am not a hardcore fan. I've never really been a hardcore fan of Tory Lanez. I've never really given much of a care about what he's done. I've always paid respect to him, again, because he's a Canadian artist, because I'm Canadian, and just that's really it. Same reason why I give respect to Drake, same reason why I give respect to Bieber. But overall, just Tory and some of these artists, I don't like what they do. I don't like a lot of their music. I appreciate it. I'm not going to say I don't listen to it if it comes on. I'm not going to bump it if it's good, but me, as my own personal preference, I just don't gravitate to their music a lot. Now, my relationship with Tory Lanez kind of started in the earlier, days when he first started coming out. I can't even remember any of the songs because a lot of it was just a lot of a really good friend of mine who would be playing the tracks, a lot of Tory Lanez and a lot of his music that was coming out. So I do have an idea of who Tory is and kind of what he does. He's a lot of for me, what I understand, he's got a lot of R&B feel to him. He's got a lot of, he can rap, he can sing. He's very talented. I do know that, and I do give him a lot of praise and respect for that. He's way more talented than I will ever be. So, I can't really say much about that. But there was just, I don't know. myself, I just really never got onto that bandwagon. I never really got on to, oh my god, Tory Lanez is the best rapper, the best artist. Yeah, I don't really know what much more to say about it, because it really just was that. It was just, I never got captivated by a lot of what he does. I've always liked certain hooks and certain things that he's may have said, certain verses that he may have done, but it never really felt like, whenever I walked away from the song, or ever I walked away with him on a feature, it was like just kind of like, oh yeah, I really want to go and go and play that. I think there must have been like one track I think maybe I put on my iPod or whatever, my fucking phone at that point, just because, I guess it was just one of the better songs. But yeah, all that to really say, I want to start off by apologizing if I either rushed through this project, or it seems like I rushed through this project, seems like I completely do not understand, or it seems like I'm just hating on the project. I do want to kind of give context. This is my actual first listen to a full Tory Lanez project. If I've done one before and it's recorded, I'm absolutely sorry and completely mind blank right now about it, because I don't actually think I've ever done a Tory Lanez project. I know myself, I've never really gone through a full project. I've never really sat down with any of the albums and tried to digest his messages or his lyrics, so I'm kind of going into this blind per se in terms of a full, again, project display presentation of who he is and what he can do. I know he's made like a bunch of chicks tapes projects. I know he's made I Told You, that album. I know he made other things that he's made really good songs from that I've heard, whether it's on the album, whether it's on the radio, or songs that my playing in the cars when I was just chilling with the boys, getting a little bit younger. But other than that, it wasn't really nothing that I gravitated to. So keep in mind, I may not be the proper person to be reviewing Tory Lanez, but hey, I review albums. He made an album. There was nobody else that I was really interested in, and he's a name that I know. So I started to kind of just assume that, you know what, maybe there is something here that I'm not seeing, that I'm not looking, and I'm not going to be hard-headed. I'm on this journey of hip-hop and learning about the culture, about, rapping, the different type of songs, structure, and everything, and I myself am a rapper, so there's definitely something I can learn from Tory Lanez. There's definitely something that he can teach me, especially, being a Canadian artist, being a Canadian myself. It's like, I'm looking up to him as well as a Canadian, as somebody who, from what I understand, he, from Toronto, and he's from Ontario, which is technically right next door to Quebec, where I live. So really, and I also have family in Ontario as well. So there's just for me, a lot of reasons to just kind of check it out, see what kind of the life is over there compared to what the life is here. I know it's very different. It's very concrete jungle, a lot more than what it is in Montreal or even Quebec alone. But still, I think that stylistically, his music choices that he chooses and a lot of just what he does is just not something I'm really, really interested into. I do know that he does do a lot of R&B feel, which I love R&B, but I guess I'm very picky and I guess biased based on the artist and just the sound and what they're talking about of the R&B feel vibe. I don't really bump a lot of R&B music in my daily rotation or whatnot, but my mom did play a lot of R&B growing up, so I kind of have that, I guess, just that ear, not I'm super smart, oh my god, I have the ear for R&B, but more I like it. It's not something that's foreign to me. It's not oh my god, this is something weird. No, I can vibe to it. It's cool. So I know I'm going to enjoy this project. I think I'm going to like it sonically, but I don't know overall what this project's going to be. But yeah, enough talking about where I kind of know him from. Let me just take a second to say thank you so much to the Patreons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, Linda Williams, DJ Black Hurricane, and Scribble. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. They follow us on Patreon. They help us out. I feel like they're part of our community. They've been since the beginning. Well, some of you guys have added along the way, but we do just greatly appreciate everything you guys do here. But I'll touch more upon that at the end of the video. Following that, yeah, again, this is just a Headspace podcast. I'm going to go break down the album and review it. Enough chitter-chatter about that. I've kind of given you already where my points are. If you want to skip all of this, which I should have started at the beginning, you can definitely check the links down below. I'm gonna, like I said, there's going to be timestamps of all the tracks that I'm going to talk about, and you can definitely start the conversation there, and I'll hit you up in the comments as much. I haven't really been on lately because I've been trying to do some other things, but I am going to take some time today to go back through some old comments and try to chat with people. If you guys have been watching and following and want to hit me up, I keep saying, the best spot to find me is on Twitter. I will definitely respond there and keep that more active, just because I usually just use it on my phone, so I always have my phone on me. In terms of just going to the YouTube comments on my phone, I don't know, I just find it a little bit easier to do it on the computer. But enough excuses. I know y'all don't really give a fuck, so sorry about that. Oof. Let's just jump into it right now. So with this, I'm going to start off with the album cover and the title. So the album title is The New Toronto 3, which with the title, that's why I think he comes straight from Toronto. I do have family directly in Toronto, which is why part of me is like, let me kind of see, you know, how the life is in Toronto, how they kind of live compared to what I live here. I know it's drastically different. I know that you know, especially being that my family in Toronto is black, on that side of the family over there, so they completely live a different life as well, just in terms of like skin color, race, and all that, right? And me just, even in living in Montreal and being white, is completely different too. So I wanted to kind of take a moment and be like, hey, you know what? I could really look into the life that maybe I haven't really spoken to in part of my family. Maybe some of my family members haven't lived certain things that Tory Lanez is going to speak about on this project. So thought I'd just take a look into that. That was really my first actually kind of drawn to it. Now, the other thing too that I wanted to kind of give out first now is, I know that this is a series, and I think that's part of a problem that I currently have with doing a lot of these reviews, is that when I stumble upon a lot of these, or at least feel like I'm kind of forced to do these things, and not forced because, again, I don't know. I didn't really know what to pick. There wasn't many artists that I was like, oh, this is something. And I don't know if I was, and I'm kind of in a mood today. I don't really know. I think it's just because I've been off a couple of days and I'm just trying to organize thoughts and just trying to get shit done. So I didn't really feel like trying to introduce myself to anybody new. I just kind of want to do something that was just going to be a regular, I guess, review for me. So this is something I picked. But the thing with series is that I feel like if I don't listen to the first one, I won't understand what he does for the second, third, or fourth one. And this goes for a lot of series that I've already stumbled upon or reviewed. And I'm like, all right, this is going to be a little bit difficult for me, just because I may not understand exactly what the entire theme of this compared to, I guess, the New Toronto 2 or the New Toronto, just the original project. So that kind of also kind of gave me a little bit like, all right. But I do think it's a nice title and a nice way to kind of, I guess, warn people where he is, kind of give them the idea of where he is with this series, where he's going on, and it gives you that, I guess, want to maybe go back, or maybe that want to go back and listen to the other projects. So it is a cool type of title, I guess, series wise, but it also seems just very direct. I think to me it was more just like, this is what the Toronto life is. I guess he's just trying to state that. But yeah, that was really just kind of what I took from the title. The album cover though was actually really cool. I like how he's just black and white shaded. I like how he's got his back turned to us in terms of like kind of signifying he doesn't trust anybody. He kind of just like he's got his like, you know, head over his shoulder, so he's always staying protected. I like how he's got his baby boy there. You know, his son just chilling there, kind of like defining that the only thing that matters now is his son, and that's kind of what I got from this album. Not this album, but kind of got one from this album cover. I felt like this was going to be, looking at the picture, I felt this was going to be personal. I thought we were going to get a lot of emotional. I got a lot of, you know, just kind of deep into who Tory Lanez really is. So that was something that I was, I guess, excited for a little bit, just because again, this is my first view of who Tory is, so I may want or expect certain type of things, which is my problem. I should go into this open-minded, but you know, hey, I went in with the mind I went into. I like the album cover. I like the coloring of it. I like the shading. I like the way it's got his gold chains and his gold chain, and his chain kind of hangs over his back like that. It's pretty cool. I guess it's like significant to him. Pretty simple. In the dark right corner of it, there is a 3 and kind of like dark red blood. Just blood red. I don't think it's blood. It's just dark red, signifying the third in the series. So pretty much it. Let's just start off this review. So the first track is Pricey and Spicy. So I want to be as open-minded and as, you know, I guess understanding as possible when it comes to music, and give every artist their fair share. But I think, you know, just as who I am, I guess I'm not going to say I suffer like, oh, I'm a victim, but it's sometimes hard for me to kind of really get into certain type of music, I guess, when I already know a little bit about what I'm going to get, and I'm already sort of biased because I again, like I said, I don't like Tory Lanez, and it's not because I don't like him for any particular reason. Again, it's just every time I hear him, I'm like, whatever. But you know, throughout this project, not to like start off on a negative note, throughout this project, I do, you know, kind of vary. So please stick with me and let me know if, you know, it's a fair assessment or whatnot. But starting off this project, we get Pricey and Spicy, and you know, at first I thought it was funny, and then just kind of consistently looking at the name, I was just like, this is really a stupid song, stupid title for a song. So for me, I was like, this is gonna be dumb. Then we get into the song, and right away we get his singing ability, which I know Tory Lanez can sing, and I really give him that credit, and I give him that praise, because I was speaking with my boy, and he was saying, like, you know, he has shown me Tory Lanez able to sing and the talent that he has in a cappella, and I really know that he's able to sing. My issue is some of the sounds and the mixing that was already coming off of this kind of left me just a little bit cringy, and I just felt strained a little bit. Felt like felt like the sounds were just a little bit distorted. It felt like his vocals were a little bit just kind of not mixed together properly. Now, I don't know if that's like a sound that he was trying to go for, or something that was something that I'm not hearing, or maybe I'm just starting off on a wrong foot, but it really didn't get me like right off the bat, like when he goes, it's been way too long and my stomach touching, and I know I gotta get right because the summer coming, talk to me nicely, Lone Stone. Like, even the intro, I was already just like, this is going to be one of those difficult albums that I'm going to have trouble with, but I'm going to try to keep an open mind as quickly, you know, as much as possible, and do it. Starts off with the pre-chorus going, whipping up dope, back on the road, picking up paper, dipping that stash, getting on that cash, shooters on go. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So you're letting us know what you're up to now, kind of getting an idea of who he is. Again, I kind of know that he's been in that. I've heard some songs about him being in the trap house and stuff, so this is nothing really new to me. But as a first song, as an intro, it's a good kind of way to express, you know, to kind of show who he is and where he is at with this series, and I guess kind of presenting the story that we're trying to get. So far, I'm like, okay, cool, that's dope. Talk to me nicely. When I pull up, I'm stunting. I'm talking spicy. New Da Vinci and Saint Laurent. This shit pricey. I give the hood motivation because this shit pricey. Well, okay, give you respect. You're lavish. You got some rich shit. New Da Vinci and Saint Laurent. I don't have it, so I am slightly jealous. Okay, cool. I get that in the chorus. And then we get into the verse, and you know what? The verse isn't so bad. I do like it. I like how he presents it. He's got this. He does this kind of change of being able to sing and rap throughout the flow. So I do respect what he does there, and that was really, really cool. Most of my homies on Fed time, Deep, and they doing the Dead time we in it putting the red line on homies that's thinking it's their time. Put my dog onto the whole lick. He made 100 off a headline. I like how he goes Gersh back, pussy eat, putting these pussy homies on a bedtime. Come again, I'm pulling up in Cullinan. I can't say that word. But so far I'm like, okay, this just really just sounds like bars. This really just kind of sounds like he's just defining who he is. So it's good so far, and I like what he's saying. I'm about to spaz. I'm dominant, bitch. We get another one again. I was down and now I'm up again. They don't know what I was up against. Trap floor on the sofa, down bad. That was every night. White rice with the ketchup on it. Corned beef with the yellow rice. Trap nice, trying to make it out. Headshots, but I'm paid out. Paid him out. When you see the homie, lay him out. So I'm like, okay, so we're getting different variations and different little kind of quick snippets of what Tory Lanez has been through and kind of what he's kind of gone through and whatnot. It's cool. It's really quick. It's one verse. It's got a couple pre-choruses and a chorus, and it's good. My problem though with this song is that it didn't get me hyped for the album. It didn't. Overall, listening to the song, it is good. Overall, hearing just the way that he presents and raps and performs was very good. But I didn't really like the mixing, the mastering, the vocaling of it. I didn't really. Just kind of the way he was saying things felt very simple. It didn't really kind of get me into this like tricky wave flow. And my issue is I've been listening to a lot of music that's just got higher vocabulary, just got a lot of more deeper meanings to this. This just kind of felt very straightforward, which again, I don't know if this is because it is the third installment, so maybe in the first and second one on the first and second project there was more of that and he's kind of relaxing on this, but this does kind of have like that similar vibe that I know that Tory Lanez can give off, so I did appreciate that. But I really just did not like this song. I hate the chorus. I hate the way he says the chorus, the spicy and the pricey. I don't like it. I get what he's saying. Like I said, I do understand he's showing off and being lavish, but I did not like just when I pull up, I'm stunting, I'm talking spicy. New Vinci and Sin LeBron, the shit's pricey. I give the hood motivation cause the shit's pricey. Like I was like, nah, this is fucking garbage to me. Like, to me, it was garbage. The verse itself is good, so I give him that. The way he does this sing-songy rap thing, that was super cool. Again, there's like more of just these little one-hit punchers that he's kind of giving you snippets of what we're going to get throughout the album, so that was really, really cool. But I don't know, this song did not get me as excited or hyped to be listening to this project, to be fair. I gave the first song a 3.5 on 5. Yes, now I know I may not be open-minded, I'm sorry, but I'm just kind of being fair here to what, I review in music and what I like. Also, if you take a look, like the last couple of projects I've also been reviewing just in a trend of what I'm seeing, I try to be as fair as possible. I reviewed the Thundercat album and I had really great things to say. I reviewed the Joyner Lucas ADHD album, had great things to say, but I had a lot of points to say as well. So I kind of just stay fair as I try to be. But yeah, this song was pretty trash. 3.5 on 5. Now, 3.5 on 5 is not a bad grade, just I'm not listening to this ever again. So moving on. I may be the coldest Playboy. Sorry. Okay, so I may have been a little bit harsh on the last track. This one was a little bit better. I did like the type of beat we were getting. It was a little bit darker, a little bit eerier. It had this like sense of he's upset. I felt like we're going to get some anger here. So that was super cool. The intro starts off on this kind of like painful romantic type of feel. Frozen hearted, she left me out for dead. They left me out for dead, just like my mama told me. I'm back on road. I'm like, fuck a friendship. That's a costly pleasure. I can't afford no homies. Homies plotted on me, damn near laid on me. I was begging them from a shot and homies played on me. I'm back on road, tell them to wait on it. I could tell the shots now and I make the plays on it. So I'm like, oh no, I call the shots now and I make the plays on it. So I like what he's setting up here. He's kind of showing us that, you know, I've also, as much as I'm like lavish in the first track and I got money and stuff like that, I've still kind of dealt with some tragedies. I still dealt with certain things that may have fucked with me. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I kind of get how he's setting up this Coldest Playboy persona, which I did appreciate. Then we get into the verse, which I got a little bit confused on how he was kind of laying it down. He starts off with, lied to my bitch so much I'm starting to believe it. I done brought her one Chanel and then she got conceited. At school I was selling dope to students and teachers. I'm a self-made homie, bitch. You wanna leave me, then leave me. Got my heart broken, bitch, and threw me back in savage mode. If she ever let me fuck again, it'd be a grab and go. So I'm kind of seeing how he's writing. So he's kind of addressing that there's this issue with him in a relationship and in commitment, and how he's really kind of dealing with, I guess, certain things that are happening in this relationship with this woman. But he's also kind of addressing that, like, even back in high school, he was dealing with certain shit that may be trending along to what he's dealing with now. So I do appreciate how he's kind of being honest and how he goes through with that. And I like how he's, you know, presenting this. It's more calmer, it's more down, deeper, and it's got this edgier feel because he seems more like he's trying to show, like, yo, I've also got like shit that I need to deal with. So that was cool. Would have held it down, but bitch you got me looking goofy. The way I'm feeling, see your man, I might just slap his kufi off. Homies think I'm wildin', they should see me out in action. Stop signing on my hip for homies seeing me in traffic. Stop sign on my hip for homies who see me in traffic. The stop sign is his gun, which is okay. That was clever. You don't get no points for pulling faggot moves. Are we still using this word? I'm gonna get mad. Are we still really using this word in 2020? Tory. Okay, moving on. It's cat and mouse out with the cheese. I call it ratatouille. Again, another gun reference. The cat and cheese, ratatouille, tool the gun. Okay. Watch it off for the feds. I gotta keep some dogs with me. Homie swoop and sneak. They'll lay down and get robbed with you. So I still kind of see where he's going. He's still kind of setting up this premise of who he is. He's got kind of two sides to him. He's got the lavish, kind of rich side and what he's doing, and then he's got you know, kind of like the cold side to him and the darker side. So I like the difference in the difference in presentation here. I can't speak today. I'm sorry, guys. I can never speak, actually. I say that too much. But I like the difference in what he's presenting. I like how he's showing us different sides of him. So far, I'm like, okay, I see where he's kind of going with this album. Seems a little messy, though, just the way of how it's all changing, because the first song kind of like sort of leads into the second track, but then the second track kind of starts off on this nice thing, and then it just abruptly changes to this rough sort of sound. And when I say abruptly, I mean like it's like kind of silent, and then the whole beat changes, and it's just like a whole new thing. And I'm like, all right, it's starting off slowly messy, but I kind of see the point of what you're getting. You're trying to incorporate a lot of, I guess he's trying to incorporate a lot of like just the music and give you that feel, as well as trying to play with the lyrics as well. So I do appreciate that. I like when he said, lied to myself so much I'm starting to believe it. I tell her that I'm dipping when we both know I ain't leaving. Tell her that I'm faithful. We both know that I'm cheating. So I like how he's being real. He's kind of questioning himself. He's questioning the relationship. He's admitting to, like, you know, I'm trying to be with you, but I'm also cheating and stuff. So I like how he's being really adult about this and everything. And I feel like it's a little bit stepped up. I feel like he's trying to show you his real honest side. So I did appreciate that. This song did get a 4 on 5. It's pretty short. A lot of the music on this album is pretty short, which is why this may be a one project review. I'm not going to probably cut it into two, because you'll see as I go through, I'm going to have a lot less to say in the projects on the project. But so far, it's doing well, and I'm like, all right, track 2 we're in. I see some diversity. I see some capability and some other things that you're showing us. You're not just able to kind of get hype and sing. You can also kind of calm down and be really like into it. So cool. I gave this song a 4 on 5. Moving on. The next track is Stupid Again. Pun not intended. So, beat wise, I like this beat. It's trappier, it's more edgier, it's got more energy to it. So I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm really, really loving it. I think it's super, super cool. Um, but I don't really. I'm kind of now sitting here, and I know that this is only track 3, and I have to give like the album a chance, right? But I'm kind of sitting here going, a lot of what you've already said is already now being repeated. Again, it's cool how it is said differently, and just kind of how he's presenting it is differently, and I like the idea of what he's saying all over. So the entire track is basically him just kind of being stupid again and having fun and really going out and, you know, making money and just, you know, fucking women and doing a bunch of shit. But it's like, I don't really, I guess for me, I don't really see the appeal. I'm just like, it just kind of reinforces this idea that you're just a little bit arrogant. And I say that because the way that he does present this track has that arrogant feel to him, which I think maybe be the whole premise of the song. Now, he does start off this track with Conor McGregor going, "I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the fuck he wants." Now, right off the bat, I'm sorry. I think Conor McGregor is an arrogant prick. I think that because he wins so much and that he's like is the best at what he does or whatever the fuck, he has this sort of attitude that really pisses me off, and he thinks that he can get away with shit, especially like, you know, I don't want to bring up old like videos that we can talk about and see, but it's just, for me, that presentation, I understand what Tory's doing here, kind of giving off that I do what I want, I don't give a fuck. I know Conor's kind of like that, so I'm gonna have this intro so I see how fire this could be. But for me, I'm just like, nah, like that's just arrogance and pure obnoxiousness, the way that I've seen Conor McGregor act after whether losing or certain shit. Even when he was like asking the dude from, I don't even, whatever, his home country's thing, I don't want to name anything because I forget right now, even while he was asking his like, you know, person from his government to lock down his country, I felt like I was watching it and I just felt like there was more of this tone, like it was like super direct, which I understand the urgency of like the message he's saying, but at the same time I just kind of felt like he felt like he was in control, and I just kind of, I don't know, that's what kind of threw me off with that. But the song itself is not bad. It's actually really, really cool. It's really got, again, this high energy. It's more trappy. It's more on my side of like type of music I want to feel. It's got the heavy drums, the heavy bass. It's really dope. You know, the chorus goes in like, "Oh, woo, hey, about to go stupid again. Step out the roof of the Benz. She out the roof of the Benz. I'm about to do her to get her friends. Fuck, I'ma fuck 2 of her friends. Just made a flip of the woo. Fuck the Frank Mueller. I'll jump out the jeweler again." So it's a lot of, again, more materialistic shit, more about being rich, kind of like matching the life, the Pricey Spicy track. But this is more just, I feel like, an idea of just how he kind of wild out. I kind of looked at this track more of like Tory Lanez expressing to us how he can kind of wild out and kind of just go to different limits. So as we continue into the verse, bag full of bricks, back selling nicks like like Ewing again. Trap ain't bumping like this since '06, so the boys just start Ewing again. Clear it out, girl, stick 'em, air it out, burr, flip 'em. I like how that's a sound, that's a reference to something in hip hop. I forget. I think it's like with DMX in it somewhere. I can't think right now, but I know that I've heard that clear 'em out, girl, stick 'em, air it out, burr, flip 'em, like girl, stick 'em, stick 'em. I think I'm fucking it up clearly, but I've heard that type of thing been done before, so that was a cool little shout out. Whereabouts, I ain't even about to give them up fair amounts. I ain't never finna hit them with triple in it, double up to the stash, caught a brick, another half, finna get another 20 on the vision. So it's more of this like drug dealing music. He's kind of showing us what he had to do and what he's still gonna do to make money and have to move forward. So I do appreciate that. It really shows his determination. Bitch better hit me up with that deep throat, and no, I ain't talking about Michigan, whatever. Oh, you damn, bleh. Oh, damn shit. I'm gonna go stupid and shit. She played a flute with my dick. Wrist sick. I got the flu on a bitch. I play it cool on a bitch. Hit stick. That's how I do on your bitch. What I'ma do in this bitch. Pussy was great. Flew out and flew in this bitch. 40 shining and shining. We in the hills. I'm high in the climate. And it just kind of continues flowing like that, which I appreciate what he's saying, but I'm still kind of just sitting here like I'm thinking this is what we're gonna get. And I think this is my issue with Tory, and I'm not gonna start off saying it now. I'm gonna kind of wait till I get more closer to the thing. But I feel like Tory's really got this like way of saying kind of like similar shit just in different ways that I'm just like, it kind of just sounds a lot the same. I feel like I want more personal, more, especially with what I've been seeing in terms of, you know, the album cover and just like, just even the title, the way I kind of feel like this is supposed to be life about this. This just seems more of like repetitiveness so far, but you know, it's only track 3, so we'll see. We'll really kind of just go and move on from there. In the interlude though, which was really interesting, he goes, wait, hold the fuck up, hold up. So we both at the function, you know what I'm saying? You pull up with your bitch in a 458. I pull up with my bitch in a 488. You pull up beside my shit like, yo, what's the difference between my 458 and your 488? About like 80 to 100,000, cocksucker, beat it. You know what? Like, I get it, and I get that he's literally chasing money and that's his mentality. But that also just kind of shows for me, again, a mentality that I don't really fuck with. That I'm just kind of like, yo, a car is a car from what I understand. And the money itself shouldn't really make the difference. It should be the way that you present yourself and the way that you carry yourself in certain situations. Now, yeah, this could be playing on the act of the theme of being stupid and acting out and whatnot. But overall, I'm still kind of just like, meh, not too sure about that. And then we get into the chorus, and then we get onto the outro. How we don't want to hear no sucker shit after this shit either. Know what I'm saying? Oh, you worried about your bitch? Yeah. Know what I'm? Yeah. She's here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, oui, parlez-vous français? And I'm just kind of sitting here like, more of this like I'm the best, and I'm just kind of like I may not be impressed. And as you can see, I'm already starting to feel like this is what we're going to be getting. I like how he does set up the next track, give 10 fucks about a bitch. Okay, well, the next track is called 10 fucks. I gave Stupid again 4 on 5, and the next song, like I said, is 10 fucks. Pretty much. So, as he basically gave it away in the last track, which I don't understand why he did that, but sure. This song is basically not giving a fuck about women or about what women have to say or how they act. And I understand what he's saying here and kind of how he's portraying this because, again, it follows up with this whole like boss mentality, and he really only chases money and he really only cares about, you know, making that, like, just making it to be successful, which I respect and I definitely understand that grind. But I just, it's again more of this like arrogance and just more of this like cockiness that I don't really fuck with like heavy. And it's not that I don't fuck with it. I completely understand. There's some days where I'm like, I don't give a fuck what a bitch say, like whatever the case is. But I think my other issue is that it's kind of still following suit with what a lot we've been getting so far. And even though I'm getting different like type of styles, diversity and stuff like that, just content wise and lyrically, it just seems similar. And I'm not really getting anything different, but sure. You know, chorus starts off, I could give at least 10 fucks what a bitch say in that La Ferrari doing 80 while I switch lanes. I was waiting on you down at 79 at Biscayne, whatever. I was fucking with you. Now this shit's getting risky. So clearly, like, okay, we get another song where he's going to express how shit's kind of going wrong with a woman. And I'm like, all right, well, this already happened in like track 2, but okay, let's see what's going on. So verse 1, you don't need no help from me. No one, just come and go forth. 458 falling in like the golf course. I just want to love her, but she cost though. Can't believe she got me cuffed up like a cop though. I think he's talking about having like a one night stand with maybe like a prostitute or a hooker or somebody like a stripper. Not sure. Don't know, but this song's not really feeling it for me. Girl, I came up from the trap house. I took the fast route, spending nights all in the bando. I had to stand low, and when I get home, no, I still dip in your shit commando. I'm at the spot. I got you teasing and leaving reasons why I can't get up and leave. I know I needed it. It's beautiful. I plant a seed in it while I'm deep in it. I'm like, all right, so you're giving us a song about how you're fucking this woman, which I understand, but it just, I guess I'm kind of just here like, what's the point though here? Like, this is just kind of, it feels like for me just a little bit of fluff, and then he just kind of goes in with, I couldn't give a fuck about what a bitch say. So it feels like he's trying to validate, I guess a lot of his actions. Mansa does a great job on the second verse. I did appreciate that. How long did it take you working night shifts till you made a breakthrough? Copping flash shit, now these bitches hate you. Got your own whip, no homie can play you. And you ride dick just like an animal. Back then, I never seen you dance before. Then I came in with some bands to blow. Now you say you never had a man before. And what that type of shit come out of a bitch face, I could give 10 fucks, I can tell that bitch fake. So I like more Mensa's verse because it seems more direct about how he's kind of addressing that when we get money, this is what kind of we have to deal with. So I feel like there's more direct to it. Maybe it could just be because of the fact that I may not understand Tory Lanez, which is fair, but it just kind of feels more like he's like, I don't really give a fuck, I'm just gonna fuck you. And I'm like, I respect that mentality and I understand it, but if you are giving off this illusion that like she may like you or whatnot, I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of an asshole move. But it kind of seems here I just want to love her, but she costs though. I don't know if he's considering that to be like, again, is that like somebody like a stripper, a prostitute, hooker, somebody you're picking it up to for the night? Or is this the idea that you want to love this person, but they're only about materialism? So maybe that could be also the idea of what this song is about. I'm not too sure. What I think most of my problem is just the way that this is presented. It's another one of those R&B, softer, singing melody tracks that I'm not really feeling. I kind of did get distracted a bunch from this track, and it wasn't really just up to standards. I felt like it just kind of felt more of just this, I don't really give a fuck. And I was just like, well, I don't really give a fuck, so I guess it is what it is, really. So I gave the song a 3 on 5. It's good, the beat's okay, but I don't know, it's lacking that energy. And I think it's like, if you like what Tory does, and I'm going to say this so far at 4 before you see I'm going to probably speed through the rest of this. If you like what Tory does, then you're going to like this project. If you don't like what Tory does and you really only like certain things, it might be a little difficult. Like I said, this song got a 3 on 5. The next track is Dope Boy's Diary. So I know I've been kind of like shitting on the album so far, and I do apologize, and you guys have every right to rip me apart in the comments if you want, or let me know on Twitter how stupid I am. But back to Doughboy's Diary, this song kind of picked up my spirits again. Just the way that the beat kind of came in, and it was more of like this heavy, hard hitting type of sound, and I really did enjoy it. And I felt like we're gonna get more of this personal feeling to Tory Lanez from here, and that's exactly what we got, and I really did appreciate that. I really thought that he gave a good consensus of kind of like what the dope boys, I guess, in Toronto kind of have to live with. Yes, it's being done by his personal experience and his view, but I do appreciate kind of just how it's kind of being told. Now I like how this song is one full verse still. We're getting a lot of these one verses on this project, but it's more, I guess, to emphasize, I guess, just the story of it and the message behind it. So we start off with, yeah, nothing bigger than the umbrella. Yeah, perfect. Forever. You just gotta feel me, homie. Little Tory. And then he goes in, told my bitch I love her, she ain't say it back. My heart, I can't play with that. Fuck it, that's that, and that we made that. Running through the trap to find my re-up, trying to make it back. BM tripping. BM is baby mama, I'm pretty sure. I'm just trying to cut my son his favorite snacks. Love from the Crip, Bloods, and GDs. So you're really kind of starting to see here he's really in the streets. He's really, affiliated with gangs and kind of showing you different types of things that he has to deal with. So it's a lot more personal, which I do appreciate, and I thought that was really, really cool. Scamming out the bank, I made it like 50 thou on TD. In this trap, my homeboys, my heart, but shit, I gotta move greedy. So it's still re-emphasizing just kind of like how he's dealing with shit and kind of going through certain parts of out his life and kind of explaining us like how he had to move certain ways. So I did appreciate that. I just gotta adjust this light. I apologize. So I did appreciate that, and I thought that that was super cool, kind of giving us this insight. TD is a bank in Canada, so that was, I guess, pretty funny for me because it's a bank that I actually know and we use. So it's pretty cool. My bitch ain't had titties, so I bought her tits. I'm a little older, so I mold her till I taught this bitch. Boy, I would have swore that she was loyal till I caught the bitch. I won't trust her soul. She just me and my pole playing position on the road, watching Jake boys close, gun close. That the gun closer than the siren. See them boys try me. So I'm like, okay, it's still kind of a lot of the same things that we've been getting, but it's more on this aspect of like just really how the dope boys really live, and it's a good insight to kind of like the life of this. Another party kind of flows up with, boy, I'm not a killer, don't push me, that's on my mama, cause my killer's out there swimming in the deep end, for he knew that homie drowned cause he was deep in. Scoreboard, bitch, you playing on the defense. My little homie's catching bodies every weekend. My little shooter made the movie with the sequence. Play with us and we gon' turn that homie pretense. So I really like how he's just really showing you that type of lifestyle, and it's really more of just that defining of what they kind of live and go through, which I did really appreciate. This had more upbeat to it, this had more energy to it, the song just kind of felt more alive personally. And I gave it before I give my grade, I did like a part where he said the Birdman with me, like Wayne in New Orleans. I like how he did shout out to Birdman and Lil Wayne. I like how he's still showing you like his connection with the culture and kind of his knowledge and what he knows. So that was super dope. I like this song a lot more than the rest. I did give this a 4.2. I think my really only issue is a lot of it is probably just my biasness towards Tory. That's really just it. So this review is a little bit biased and unfair because I just don't really like it. I just don't really like Tory. I just don't really listen to him. But I do like when he says, "Bitch, I'm opening the fire, catching bodies like Corona in the virus, homie." So it's like I like how he's really on time and this project comes out, especially when we're dealing with the certain situation with the virus. So that was cool. It kind of seems like this wasn't dated or nothing, but might still be dated later on. But it still kind of feels like he's still up to date with what's going on. He's with trends and all this shit. And I'm not saying that the virus is a trend. You know what I'm trying to say, guys. So it was cool. I did like this. Sleeping on my homie sofa, sleeping on the floor. I couldn't even tell a bitch come over. Now it's all Dior on my body like my melatonin. Homies took the stand. I can't believe them boys were telling on me. Street shit is hella phony. Yeah, look in my eyes. You see I'm dodging all the demons. Came a long way from swiping frog cards at all the Neimans. So more of that like kind of experiences of what he did and kind of like how he had to survive in the area that he's from. So I did appreciate that. I thought that was really cool. I gave this track a 4.2 on 5. A lot of these tracks are kind of just very straightforward, which is a little bit easier for me because I'm like, okay, I know why I like this. I know why I don't like this. It has nothing to do with like trickiness or really like in depth or I didn't understand. It's just kind of just like, no, this is what it is and this is what it's not. Anyway, the next song is called Accidents Happen featuring Lil Tjay. I don't like this song. And it's contradicting to my grade because I appreciate the not the lyrics, but I appreciate the sentiment behind it. I like how he's presenting it. I like how Lil Tjay presents his verse as well. I think that both artists really do good, but I just don't like the song itself. I don't really think that the idea of him being rich and famous off accident and calling this accidents happen when he goes, my shooter trigger finger itching, homie might just hit you on an accident, reload the strap again, we coming back again. The second time is not an accident, that's planned. You double crossed on a homie, we hit him and it ain't by accident. Well, exactly. Throwing new racks again, blowing through stacks again, hella new plaques again, spitting these facts again, spitting the dirtiest, baby. The shipment come, we get the earliest, baby. I'm spending it, I'm courteous, baby. I don't I don't know, man. I'm in the parking lot and now it's a bankroll. Was a broke homie, now I came up. I don't do this shit to entertain ya. Yes, you do. Like, yes, you do. At this point, you make music for entertainment. You make music to entertain people, and the things you do is for entertainment, clicks, views, money, and all this shit. It's basically your fucking career. I understand what you're saying behind it to really show that, you know, we had to do this to survive and live and really get out of the slums or, you know, the places that you come from. But, like, at this point, you are, you know, making shit for entertainment, which I am kind of like, what? Okay, can't believe I even got this famous. Yesterday I was gripping on a stainless. I was selling dope from out the Popeyes. I was whipping corner counterclockwise. Which, so this is my issue, is that this is still lyrically the same shit we've been getting so far. Just more of this wishy-washy bullshit of accidents happen. And it's not an accident. You clearly know you've put in the work. You clearly know you've dedicated. You've clearly known that you've made the proper moves to make sure that you've gotten close to that. And I think that dismissing a lot of that hard work that literally you have been saying for the last fucking 5 tracks is contradicting, and it's really weird. Again, it's just as contradicting as the grade I gave, for me at least. But I don't know, it just seemed odd to me that the premise of this song is based off of how all of these things kind of played as an accident, but it really wasn't an accident, unless it's supposed to be satirical and he's supposed to be making a joke about how, like, this was all an accident, but he really planned it. Fair, maybe I'm not understanding it, but to me, this just kind of sounds like another braggy track about what he did and where he is now. Lil Tjay kind of comes in and gives us the same shit. Shitted on them so I know they mad. Caught my freezer from AZ in a rolly bag. Gripped up, we don't care where the police at, and we're scoring fuckboy where your homies at. Homies know us, we bout it. We love to drill, some of you youngins be on that. They love to feel, we pull up, we blasting this shit's for real. It's like, how is any of this on accident though? Like, this seems to all be planned and all seems to be like this is our daily life, which I understand, like, speaking from the idea of daily life, yeah, okay, I get this song, but none of this is happening on accident. We pull up, we blasting this shit for real. Mama said it's for nothing, you need to chill. I'm going off, still on that gang shit, but I told you ain't lane switch. I catch a lick, I ain't really about shit. No, I catch a lick, it ain't really about shit. We gon' spit off the strip and just change whips. None of this sounds to be like an accident. Just saying. Ain't no security with me, we totin' like 50, that's life in the gang slip. But fuck it, we live how we live, and I know what I did, plus it's too late to change shit, and no, ain't no fight in the Glock rearrange shit. If you trying to meet death, I'll arrange it. None of this still seems to be on accident, so I feel like Lil Tjay took this verse to really just be like, I'm badass, which I appreciate, and definitely, you know, you are showing it, and how he kind of presents it shows it, but how is this an accident? Maybe I'm being a little too critical, and I completely understand that, but at the same time, I also just kind of sit here going, meh. I gave this song a 4 on 5, and that's why I think it's contradictory, because I basically just shit on this, I feel. But at the end of the day, I still appreciate what the artists do and how they present their music and how they can kind of flow the lyrics together and really just give off that message. So that was something that was really, really cool. The next track is Broke in a Minute. I absolutely hate this song. It's only because it's another song about how rich he is. It's another hype track about he hasn't been broke and look at the money that he has. And my issue with this is that it's not because it's, you know, it's content wise, it's lyric wise, we're now on track 7. I've listened to 7 tracks on this album. 2 to 3 of these tracks were kind of okay, a little bit different in regards to just the emotions behind it, and kind of how, you know, he was just kind of giving us this insight in his life. the rest of the music was just him flexing and stunting and talking about being rich and fucking women. And this is literally the exact same track, just with a fucking trap beat. And honestly, I'm like, it's fucking self-explanatory. He hasn't been broke in a minute. He's literally just fucking I ain't no regular civilian. Red, yellow, green. Look like my neck a chameleon. Ugh. Okay, spin it. Ugh. Damn, I ain't been broke in a minute. I hit this bitch. He offended. I'm in Givenchy and Fendi. They let me finish. I cut the Chevy for 4 days. You know who's getting a lot of fucking promotion right now? Givenchy. Like, he's literally said Givenchy at least 15 times on this fucking project, and I'm only at track 7. Like, I may be exaggerating or being hyperbolic, but, like, seriously, I don't feel connected to this project right now on track 7. I don't feel like I give two shits about him not being broke in a minute, because I know you have not been broke in a minute, and it hasn't been on accident. And to follow up with this track after trying to claim that what you've done was an accident and that you didn't put the work in and stuff like that, to act as if like, whoa, I haven't been broke in a minute. Bro, you know this. Like, you know that you haven't been broke. So I don't know. I just kind of felt, maybe I was like being a hater, and I felt a little bit type of way, and I was just like, oh, maybe I'm fucking broke. Fine, whatever. But like, I didn't actually like this track. What was cool is that he used the Offset woo sound, which I guess was like sampled or interpolated with this, which I appreciated, I guess. But a lot of this was just the same type of weed bars and the same type of flexing bars that we've been fucking getting. So I left this with a 3.3. It's absolute garbage. Just as a single track, is dope. Like, just put it on and play it. It's like, okay, cool. But after really sitting through the project, I'm sitting here like, this is absolute trash. So yeah, 3.3 on 5. Next track is P.A.I.N, or P.A.I.N. So after completely hating on the last track and basically calling it trash a bunch of times, we get to this song, which again revamps my spirits for the album. And this one seems to be a little bit more dark, a little bit more deeper, and a little bit more intense in terms of how he's feeling and just what he's dealing with in terms of just the pain that he's gone through, which I really did enjoy in this. And I think Tory Lanez on this track, actually, you can really feel the emotion in his voice. You can really hear the strain in his voice. You can hear his tone change. You can hear the kind of like the tears that may or may not be falling. Like, it's really, really impressive. I really did enjoy this. The way he starts off is, yeah, shit, feel like this shit in my soul, homie. Like, got me feeling shit. Time for a homie to start praying for me. Like, you can really feel like he feels like he's down in the dumps, and I did really appreciate that raw honesty from him. The chorus comes in. No license, top down, you still pushing. Fuck a homie, we slide the block, they still pussy. 12 watching, but you got kids, you gotta eat. And I gotta put some food up in the kitchen. These homies can't feel my pain, it ain't in it, eh? And all this shit took a homie just to get here. Homies try me, I let them bang them. And this is where I'm still a little bit upset, because I'm like, this is the same shit we've been getting. This hasn't, like, lyrically and content wise, it feels super recycled. And I know that might be insulting to maybe some of the fans, to you guys, but literally, like, just read the lyrics to a lot of the music that we've been getting. It kind of just seems like the same shit. But you know, it still flows nicely, and I'm not trying to like really attack Tory on what he does, but this is not, for me, this isn't really a great intro to a lot of what he can talk about, because again, this is kind of, and I think that's part of the problem of like what it is in the series. This is specifically drawn to a certain theme of what this music is, and I guess, or at least what this lifestyle would be. So I did appreciate that. In the verse, he starts off with, talking packs and diesel, selling that liquid by the liter. I ain't go to school today, my homie. I got holes in my Adidas, which is interesting because I like how he's like addressing that. Because he's got holes in his Adidas and he doesn't look fly, it like really kind of fucks with him. He wants to look a certain way, he wants to be presentable. So I like the type of idea that he's dealing with there, that type of anxiety. But they can laugh now that the flow come out them speakers. So I like how, again, he's like addressing, like, I used to be this way, I used to feel like I was getting judged, but now, boom, this is how I feel because I'm doing this, and like, look at how I'm working. So it's more of that reinforcement in there. Icy on my wrist, you know, my jeweler go insane on it. Shooters that'll kill you on my for a chain with a gang on it. You can't feel the pain. more of that just same shit. Like, he's chilling with people who are gonna like protect him. He's really rich, he's really famous. More of like, again, redefining this is the result of what I've worked so hard to be at and be successful for, which I do appreciate. He does give us this one verse. This song is more melodic, more of a I guess a vibe, a way to just kind of zone out and feel what Tory Lanez is really trying to do. So I did appreciate that. But again, like I keep saying, for me, just the lyrics just seem to be super simple and super just like repetitive, and that's what's really just kind of fallen off for me with this project so far. Snatch a homie's soul and his chain in the same moment, my baby. Like, even in the same line, shooters that'll kill you for a chain with a gang on it. You can feel the pain on it. You can feel the pain in him. Snatch a homie's soul and his chain in the same moment. It's like, but like, we already know you're snatching chains, and I just feel like he's just trying to consistently re-emphasize that we just these badass people, which I'm not saying you're not, and I can never question if you are or not. I don't know that, or I don't know that type of life, but I just, again, it just seems like we're gonna get this more and more and just the same shit. Selling soda, mama worried, I pay dues, baby. Hug the corner, mama worried, I make news, baby. Back then did all for a pair of shoes, baby. Looking back at it, I couldn't understand my views, baby. On the come up, and I want ice and the flashy rings. But he was talking about that literally in like the first half of the verse. I don't know. It just, again, seems very, just content wise, seems very repetitive. Seems very like just, he just says the same shit. But overall, the song is actually good, though. The interlude, yeah, we were born champions and we turned to soldiers. Somewhere encaged in the concrete jungle, we all lost touch. Head to the sky, back to the wall, young and not fully prepared to understand the facts of it all. With starvation in our stomachs and concentration in our eyes, you homies deprived of a life we thought was perfect. So what that mean is in every scheme, hustle and jug is worth it until we murdered, homie. So it's like he's really diving into that mentality and the idea of like what this is like, kind of like because of the atmosphere they come from, and kind of like, you know, how they had to live through the verse he was explaining, and just kind of a lot of the struggles and the pains that he had to go through. He's kind of bringing this into like the mind state of what people may be dealing with right now, which I thought was actually really cool. He's trying to bring awareness. He's trying to bring like, yo, this is what we live. This is kind of how, you know, we are all developing in this way, and we need to, and I feel like he's trying to address that we need to change this. It's a good song. It's a good message, and I do believe that, you know, sitting down and really listening to this, I do understand what he's trying to do here. So I gave this track a 4.3 on 5. The next song is called Adidas. Like this at all. For me, this is the worst track on the project, or at least one of the worst tracks on the project. It has a softer feel to it that I do appreciate. I like that he's showing that diversity in terms of not always having to be on that energy. He's kind of bringing back this mellow feel, this more jazzy, loungy feel. So that was really cool. But the problem is I completely ignored and every time I come back to this song, like I paused it, went to the bathroom, I was scrolling Facebook, I tried to sit down and listen to it. It didn't captivate me, and it really just lost that energy and the edge from, I guess, what was keeping me going through the project. And I was just like, I don't know, it really took a big dip for me. But I don't actually have anything to say about this. I don't even know what the song's about. Not to say that makes me like a bad reviewer or nothing like that. I should, but just the way he even started off kind of gave me what I thought. Dope stash in my Beamer, I can cash out on Adidas. Should I trap or should I rap and spend it and cash on all in features? My homies is in the field and they adopted, so I teach. But I gotta spend the cash. All of this motherfucking re-up. Like, it just. Here's the thing, I could assume, and now that I'm kind of like reading it and really trying, I guess, pick it apart, I guess there is certain things here that really, I guess, you know, are really deep meaning. But something that did stick out to me was, I put this on my baby. This being broke shit done drove me crazy. All my friends done got ghost and went Swayze. My number one question is, Lord, am I gonna make it? Cause it's because it's times I feel alone and just so hopeless on this pavement. I tried to work a 9 to 5, but I can't wait for the payment. So I like the realness that he's saying here. I like how he's expressing, you know, when I really finally got to pay attention. I like how he's being super honest, and he's kind of diving into certain things he feels. But I still feel like there was a lack of energy here. There was a complete lack of just something that didn't capture my vibe. And I just was super bored, like super bored. I couldn't wait for this song to finish. I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to shit on him, but really, I just felt I didn't get captivated by this song. I didn't feel the energy of this, and it landed at a 3 on 5. I like what I did like again was the presentation. I like how he says it, how he changes up the whole vibe of it, but I just it didn't stick with me. And I think that's a valid point. I think that's a valid reason. Is just like, if a song doesn't stick with you and you notice that you keep getting distracted or you're doing something else with it, clearly there's something wrong with the song. I don't know. Call me stupid. Maybe. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a thing. But I did give this song a 3 on 5. There is about 6 to 7 songs left, and I'm at about an hour and 18 minutes. This is gonna get cut, but I'm just gonna continue because, like I said, for me it kind of does get repetitive, and I'm gonna explain why. Yeah, the rest of the album is going to be pretty much of a breeze. So just hang in there, and we're nearly finished, guys. So the next song is "Who Needs Love." So for me, besides being like a really hype track and having this crazy energy and it's just bumping, and you've got like, it's got this, like, there's this feel to it that just makes you want to move, and it's a really dope vibe. The track, I feel itself, is kind of just a hyper version of what we got somewhere in the first half of the album. It kind of really just feels like he's just trying to express how, like, he's not he doesn't really just need love because he's got a lot of money and diamonds. You know, he starts off with, "Who needs love? Yeah, who needs love? When I got these diamonds, VVS on my neck piece, big pointers all in my bezel, call it my bestie. I spent 100 and 1,000, and I'll count it, make money, make me happy every time I count it." And that's literally the premise of the song. He follows through to, I guess, kind of talk about certain relationships with women and kind of how he deals with certain things, but a lot of it just comes back to, like, I'm rich and I've got money and this is kind of what it is and blah blah blah. So he goes off in the verse. "I got 20/20 vision when I see her, pulled up in a Lamb, should have pulled up in the BM, rippers in my denim cause a young homie was flexing, and if we in it early, baby girl, then it was destined. I ain't even had to stop answering your calls. A homie had you trapping with the scammers and the dogs, driving overboard with the hammers in the car." And it's just, it's still kind of showing you just like he doesn't really give a fuck about women. Kind of makes me feel like I don't give a fuck about what a bitch say. Like, it's just the same type of shit. And he just takes this time to really more emphasize the fact that he loves money, and the fact that he's really just about getting all that. That was pretty much the premise of verse 1. Verse 2, then we get the pre-chorus, the chorus, the post-chorus, which again is "Who needs love?" And he's just questioning this idea of who needs love. You know who needs love? You. I think you do. I feel also, I also kind of feel like he's taking the Young Thug flow from this, just the way he's kind of using that cadence and the way he's really kind of flowing through with the lyrics and just the way he's presenting the verses. It kind of sounds a little Young Thuggy, but I don't know. It's really just straightforward. I said I was doing wrong back when I was living right. Cool, a couple mils sitting with me on that flight, trying to get back at my fucking homies out of spite. And you sitting on that homie dick when it didn't sit right with you, and had to tell her, look her through. You could have fucked 1,000 homies. Only things that it's finna be hurt is your pussy hoe. It just still kind of reemphasizes this idea of, like, you know, he's been treated badly by women, and that's why he doesn't really give a fuck. And I'm just kind of here, like, besides the song being a really good vibe, I don't really care what he's saying lyrically here. Honestly, I really just like this song for everything that it is sonically Yeah, I don't really have much to say. It's kind of just straightforward. He's just kind of telling these people, like, yo, I'm not really down to love you. I'm not really down to do this. I want you to work for me. I want you to make money, and this is really just what we're about. It's, again, what I can really just say is that it's really hype, but yes, my interest in this album has dropped, and you can kind of tell that it has dropped because it's just very, very repetitive. And my other thing too is a lot of this sounds all the same. A lot of just the way that the music's coming in, and I know I've said certain things are different when you really, really look into it, but a lot of this does just kind of sound the absolute same. So I left this track with a 4.3 on 5. I actually thought it was super cool. But yeah, that's pretty much that. The next track is called Do the Most. Following up the last track of, who needs love and really, we just kind of have to be successful and deal with money, we get this track that kind of just re-emphasizes the same thing. It's still got that more type of hypey vibe to it. It's got this more energetic type of faster paced rhyming that I do enjoy. I like how Tory kind of is really just changing the way he's presenting a lot of the music, which I thought was really, really cool. And I do appreciate his talent ability that he can do and his versatility in the rhyme schemes and the flows that he has. But like, overall, it kind of just sounds like the same thing. I say a word to my ex, I might never fall in love again. Chasing nothing but the liquor in the cup again. I did a show, I'm leaving with 100 bands, and I ain't stutter, man. Yeah, I got 2 birds like stunner, man. Hotline bling, that's 100 bands. In the nightclub, they be like, you done it, man. In the night chain, looking like da 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 da. Got the house party all tilted, it's lit. I fuck your girl, said fuck my girl. I feel guilty, gotta feel me. Oh yeah, I'm filthy. I call a lot of women bae, but you a real bae. She got the ice cream, she supersized it, homie. Swimming and feel like scuba diving, homie. And again, it just, for me, it feels like, all right, you're just making money and you're just doing the most that you can in life, and I do appreciate that. I like how he's just living life and trying to make this type of like vibe for people who just want to enjoy and just do the best that they have to. The chorus kind of sets that off really nicely too. Everybody lit, take a toast. I feel alive when I'm going ghost. That could be a reference to a Danny Phantom show. I thought that was actually really cool. I gotta keep my homies real close, because if I don't, they gonna do the most. Everybody lit, take a toast. So I guess he's trying to also say, like, if he's not around his homies, he may not be able to, like, make sure everybody's protected or whatnot. But just the verses themselves kind of just still play off on the same type of lyrics that we've been getting. Play me wrong, shit, I might fuck it up. You looking good in them jeans, shit, I might touch a nut. Shit like this one chick back in the day, she tried to put me out. I put her in her knees and put it in her mouth. It's really just kind of like, yo, I'm not really fucking around, and this is what it is. I did appreciate it. Thought it was cool. Thought it was kind of a repetitive follow-up and a redundant follow-up to the last track that you kind of just said the same shit. But it was dope. Got a 4 on 5, pretty much. The next track is called Penthouse Red. Okay, so I do like this track for a particular reason, because Tory Lanez seems to be expressing here that he is just kind of acting with the same energy that this woman seems to be showing him. And the conversation behind it here is really interesting, how he's kind of just addressing at the same time, like, I know that I've made mistakes and whatnot, but I also do see, like, I also know that you've kind of done XYZ, you've acted certain ways with certain people, and these are kind of the proofs that I've seen. So he starts off the verse, and the beat's got this nice guitar play through, which I really did enjoy. The piano mesh with it was also nice. I like the sounds that we're getting. It kind of feels a little bit has this like early 2000s feel to it, which was pretty cool. It still kind of fits with that R&B feel that Tory gives. There wasn't that much like auto-tune or mixing on this. It wasn't like a lot of sing-songy. It was more just like softer Tory, but like more rugged voice, so that was pretty cool. Verse 1 starts off, places that you could want to be cooped up. I know the truth, yeah, like how I move. You got your tongue tied, got to be divine vibe. Let's go from Hennessy to red and white wine vibes. See, you require time. You need some quiet time. Now you can't fuck no one that fucked you in their side time. They try to hide love. Girl, I provide mine. I know the guidelines that I gotta abide by. So it seems like he's really getting deep, and he's really trying to like express like this is how he feels with certain emotions towards this woman. So it's really like, okay, you're really getting into it. I do appreciate that. Oh Miami Nights, I'm in the Benz Ocean Drive Prime, trying to never let you in again, but you gonna slide by. Always give me a reason in the season where I need you. Things you say in public, I would rather keep it a secret. So I like how he's addressing that he's dealing with this love for this woman, and he keeps feeling like every time he tries to get away, you know, she just kind of comes back, and he's really exhausted. I've been going so hard that I'm exhausted. Now we need to lay our feet laid up on my chest while I confess that you've been moving way too fast to keep up. When you talk in body language, I don't have to speak up. If you wouldn't keep this shit 100, I wouldn't have to creep up. And I like how he's addressing that, like, because he feels that he's been lied to and that she's not really on the same level as he is, he had to act a certain way. And I guess in terms of the creep up moment, he was like, you know, checking her phone, seeing certain things that may or may not have been really, I guess, should be going on. So I like how he's addressing this. But then in the chorus, he's just like, do me how you do me. You gonna do you and I'ma do me. Shawty, we've been in the hot pursuit. You've been doing you. I think it's time that I do me. And I'm sitting here like, that's where I turned around and completely just gave up on this track, because I was like, bro, you literally just gave us a bunch of music telling us that you've been doing your shit. You've been telling us that you don't give a fuck about a bitch. You've been telling us that you just want to live money and lavish. And now I'm getting this track where you're acting as if like, yo, listen this, I'm feeling hurt and blah, blah, blah. And I'm kind of just like, I understand that, you know, as a human, we go through different things and different stuff, but I feel like there could have been a way to approach this that doesn't really feel like it contradicts everything you've been giving me on the project. Maybe I'm looking at it super critically. I could be, and maybe that's just on me, but at a certain point, I also still feel like, you know, maybe this could have been a track that's a little bit earlier in the album, kind of setting up this context like, yo, I've been really fucked up. Like, this is something that happened. I was just trying to share that energy with her because she was trying to share that energy with me and trying to give me that. So I thought that was actually really cool. But, you know, it kind of just flows through. The second verse, he really takes the time to really just delve more into the situation and in the story that, you know, she's kind of fucking around, and he does admit that he wasn't really the truthful most person, but it just kind of is really straightforward. Yeah, I gave this song a 4 on 5. I thought it was cool, but I'm just like, it didn't really give me much that I felt alive with. So that was something that I did, that I felt with this track. So I gave this song a 4 on 5. The next song is Letter to the City 2. Now, I like this track, the way that he takes the time to really, from what I feel like, he addresses a letter to Toronto, and he's really just kind of letting them know and kind of checking in, like, this is where I'm at, this is what we've been doing, and this is really like some serious stuff, the way that he's kind of presenting it, that I see here. So he starts off the verse with, soon as you hear this verse, I'm out the record deal. They cheated 12 albums, 4 years, and that's a record still. Hand to the sky like Emmett Till off the Steppin' Wheel, and minus all the sex appeal, your boy about to flex for real. Now, I do like that, how he's really starting off addressing that, like, yo, I'm now independent, I'm now doing my shit. Guys, I'm gonna, like, for his fans and everything, this was more real. This was more about, like, just him in a sense, and I really did appreciate that. But I also like how he's kind of giving this letter to the city so that they can also kind of check up on him, and, you know, also kind of let them into what's really been happening behind the scenes. With two things that I partnered up, excessive need for pussy, power, and SUVs that drop us to the backdoor entrance, stress relief, and no less indeed the shooters is pressing like refugees, and the fee at the entranceway too high just to let them in free. I like how he's addressing, like, yo, this is kind of stuff that we've been dealing with. I'm trying to get people to come to my shows. It seems like I'm trying to get people to not have to pay these high fees for that. I like how he addresses, and all they see is food, shrimp, scallops, and calamari. I gallivant at a Barbie while they gather back at your party. Should let the woman I fuck raw and unprotected. Like, fuck, if you get pregnant, I'll keep it. Keep a secret, only in town for a week, and I'm dating women knowing I'm cheating in foreign reasons. I hate the fact that he's, like, I like that he's being completely honest with us and letting us know that he is aware of how he acts and what he does. But at the same time, I'm also kind of like, you're a piece of shit, but, like, whatever. That's fine. You know, I've been a piece of shit too, so I get it. But it's still more, I feel like it's just really personal to him, and I did appreciate this song a lot. I like where he goes. He didn't do me worse than this. I'm still proud of that man. How I fell out from his hands. He didn't do me worse than somebody and all of his friends. Them homies out of this world. They came out of the sands. I'm still about it, my mans. Thought this shit was mad love until I see my album advance. They took radio from me. I stayed proud from my stance. So we're seeing more like the labels and more of just how he dealt with, from what I see, is Interscope. Just kind of how shit really truly developed and unfolded, which was really interesting to me. I did appreciate that. And the verse really just follows through, and I like how he just took this moment to really give an insight to his city and really just show them, like, yo guys, this is really what I'm doing. P.A.I.N, like, I want you guys to be here on this journey with me and really like join in on what I'm doing. It was dope. This was one of the actual more doper tracks on the project. And I gave this song a 4.2 on 5. I thought it was actually really nice, really super sincere, genuine, and just very honest and just like direct. It kind of shows like he's going to be taking more of his own steps and really driving towards this independent, really trying to lift up, I guess, Toronto and his city as well by himself without having all this help. So that was super cool. I did like that. I do like that like just this kind of seems like it may also be the title track. So that was also cool how he like dedicated it to his city. So I did appreciate that as well. Yeah, so I put this at a 4.2 on 5. The next track is Back in Business. Back in Business, honestly, is just another track that really just kind of shows that he's going to stay dedicated and he's going to do everything he can to stay, you know, rich and successful. I didn't really like this track though. I didn't really enjoy kind of how it flowed through. I don't really have much to say in terms of the lyrics. It really just felt a lot of what we've been getting, and just a lot of like some of the similar shit, just the gang shit, the gun bars, the money bars. This is kind of what I'm doing, questioning loyalties. But he's really doing this song to kind of just show everybody like, yo, he's really back in business. He's really trying to get in on like the independent streak and really trying to make the money he needs to move forward. So I thought that was cool. I like the hard-hitting bass sounds that was in this track. I like this type of distorted sound that comes with this, kind of give you this feeling and gives you this rush of adrenaline and like pressure to just get moving into business. So that was really cool. It's a nice, like, in a way, it's like a fucked up workout track. So that was interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much the song. I didn't have much to say for it. I did leave it with a 3 on 5 just because it's not really for me. I thought it was just super basic. Besides the instrumental, I felt like the lyrics were just, it's okay. Like, it's just another kind of stunting track about what he's gonna do to remain famous. So that was cool. The next track is D.N.D. Sound like I'm rushing through this or trying to, like, you know, get this wrapped up as soon as possible, but like this song again is just something that I don't care about. I've had enough of the, yeah, okay, you've done me dirty, and I get that. Like, dude, I understand it. Women have fucked you over. This is why you do not have time to really deal with them. Like, I get it 100%. But like, I don't know, the whole song just kind of didn't really fit with me, didn't really sit well. I like his presentation, I like what he says, you know, just not what he says but how he says it, but overall it does kind of just seem like the same shit. Do not disturb me, know you thirsty ass bitches gonna be thirsty, know you hating ass homies wanna murk me, all of these exes don't deserve me, curve them same way the bitches curve me. And it just seems really vengeful, really seems like he's just, y'all did this to me, I'm gonna do that to you. And I just kind of feel like I don't really know, like, how mature is this, how, like, you could do this in so many other ways instead of feeling or making it seem like you're blaming people for treating you a certain way and this is why you're acting like that. Verse 1, red and purple, Vince Carter on the jersey. Keep a bad little mamacita looking curvy. My 40 Glock Millie rocking, it's moving sturdy. If she ain't fucking me proper, I do her dirty. Whatever. Like, at this point, I'm literally sitting here like, whatever. I don't actually care. Keep a FN and the stick for every journey. More of the gun bars. More of just, like, I get it. Like, I understand. He's keeping that consistent energy. He's keeping that same type of really, this is really just kind of the streets of Toronto. So it was cool. I gave it a 3.7 on 5. I like the way he raps on this. I like how he flows on this. I like how he really just kind of shows the energy and the hype, but I don't care enough for it to really be like this is a 4. It's not a 4. It's a 3.7 on 5. The next and final track, track 16, is Message for God's Children. It's actually pretty interesting the way that he did this. It feels like a nice wrap up to the album of everything we've been getting. Tory Lanez really kind of connects with his fans here and really speaks out, like, just kind of like everything's gonna be okay. I feel like there's a dedication to the song because at the end he ends it with cause all that I can do is flourish, dog, Daystar. I feel like he's kind of talking to somebody, but the verse is actually really cool. So verse goes through and he goes, 90s television, that's what raised me. Made me feel like it was gravy. I wasn't crazy. Nowadays the kids all lazy, the pics all crazy. In the land of doing drugs and busting clips all safe off safety. I've been crying to the Lord in the times that I feel unsure. Wisdom of the scriptures like carving lines in the sword. I pray we stick together like all the veins on the wall. Like all the vines on the wall, climbing until we fall and diving until we stall. Designer clothes got us here and dying in every store, buying it when we pour, knowing this shit a hassle and money that should have been going to our owner's bigger castle. Like, I like how he's really kind of just addressing the way that life is going right now and kind of what he's seeing. There's a lot in this song that I really did appreciate. I know the devil want to scratch me off surface, but every attempt he trying is worthless. That boy will never get me or represent me. Fall out and get to resent me. I'm part of Jehovah army. I know exactly who sent me, and I don't mean to sound like I'm preaching you down. Disregard my past ways. This is what I'm teaching you now. I like how he's really trying to teach us something here in this track. I really did enjoy this, but I think that for me, what really gave this track a 4 on 5 and not anything higher was just because there's a lot of nonsense on this project, and at least what I feel of nonsense on this project, that to get this at the end kind of seems a little bit of like, I don't know, like this was just, whoa, this is different, to me at least. But I did appreciate it, and I really like how he's just trying to address like, yo, this is the life we live in, and we need to start acknowledging how we were kind of lied to by television, kind of dealing with drugs, dealing with like the money issues. And I really like how he was trying to bring out a lot of topics that are happening in life on this project, especially with a lot of the experiences he's expressed to us and kind of that he went through. So I did appreciate that. I thought that was super, super cool, and I did give this song a 4 on 5. That was that. To wrap up this entire project, overall, the album got a 3.78 on 5. It's not a bad mark. It's pretty good. As a first introduction to Tory Lanez, I think that as a first introduction overall, as a full track, as a full album, I see the problem that I'm having. The album is great, and the project itself is good if you like Tory Lanez and you like what he does and just kind of the installments that he's been doing. As per everything else, though, I don't really like Tory Lanez. I don't really enjoy his type of music or his vibe. I think that he just really kind of emphasizes the fact that he's rich and that he does a lot of things to, like, you know, bitch about how women have played him and how people kind of fuck with him. So I don't really know. That's just something that I feel. I'm tired. I don't really have much to say about the album. It really drained me. It took a while to really get through this because I just, it's very digestible, but for me it was a little bit not, just because of the fact that it was just very repetitive and just felt like I was getting the same type of shit over and over and over again. But overall, I did give this project a 3.78 on 5. I think it's a good project for what it is. It's not bad. Definitely check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below of how you feel with this project. Thank you so much for sticking with me this long. I know it's been a hassle and it's been a very lengthy trip. This is going to be edited and I'm going to get it out as soon as possible so y'all can enjoy it. Thank you so much to the Patreons, Lindell Williams, Ismail Gadamsi, Jonathan Barnes, Chris Prado, DJ Black Hurricane, Scribble. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for us. We greatly appreciate your contributions, your love, support, your comments. We really greatly appreciate everything you guys just kind of help us just feeling supported and just really moving forward. We greatly appreciate it. If you want to follow what they do, you can definitely check us out on Patreon. They help us with deciding what albums we can pick at. We have conversations. They're always first access to all the videos and everything that we put out. So definitely check out the Patreon there. Like I said in the beginning of the video, hit me up on Twitter, ChrisChrome93. That'll be great. We can definitely have conversations. We can definitely talk about anything you want to talk about. You want to yell at me, you want to bitch at me about something I said stupid on the podcast, do it on Twitter. I'm totally fine with it. Justify it. We can go at it. If you want to talk to me in the comments, do that too. Like I said, I'm going to take some time today to look through some of the comments and try to get back onto that. Either than that, it's getting repetitive. Thank you for watching episode 164 of the Headspace podcast. I was your host, Chris Chrome. This was Tory Lanez's new project, The New Toronto 3. Have yourself the rest of a great quarantine. I'm out.